Afternoon everybody, Silverbolt here, back to do a video referencing Transformers, and most importantly on the subject of third party. Now, as you know, most people are aware, I've been around on YouTube for quite a while now, so I remember the first sets of third party stuff that came out, when all they were was simply add-on kits. And all they were little bits that you added onto existing toys to make them better. And then Fans Project released things like City Commander, and it just went and big mushroom cloud of third-party goodness and badness coming everywhere. And now it's getting to the point where it's like, is this not just a bit too much? It's all the time, everywhere. It seems that all we're hearing is so-and-so's doing this, and so-and-so's doing that. We now have 4 people doing dinobots. At first, it was just Fans, Toys, and Gigapower. And I have Scoria, and he is fantastic. And the next one I'm going to order is going to be Gigapower Snarl. So I can compare the two, and which one do I want to see where they go from. And Scoria is so good, within 5 minutes, I looked at my mass speaker and said, yeah, you're going to a charity shop. So, and some of it's brilliant. Now, Fans Project have released images that they're releasing dinobots, and that's going to be the first one they're going to be doing is Slag, and then I think the second one is Swoop. And my first thought is, yeah, that's great, but they'll be small and expensive. And whilst Fans Project undoubtedly does some really, really, really nice stuff, the likes of Smart Robin, for instance, and the likes of their Menasor, it tends to be small, whereas a lot of the other companies are going huge monstrosities. And I have to admit, when it comes to Menasor, consider the fact that you'll say, just say for instance, take, Menasor's, take for instance Menasor, you'll buy the individual cars for the same price you'll buy this sexual beast of a third-party blast-off. Fans Project. But now another company has come out, and they have said that they are also they've shown computer-generated renditions of their dinobots. I think it was of Sludge, Slal, and Swoop. And that's Mechatoys, who, frankly, I think their stuff is shit. Going by their Jetfire, or whatever the hell he's supposed to be called, I think it's crap. And now they're releasing it. And I'm just like, don't! Stop! If you're going to keep bringing out all this stuff, at least do something new! We have 2 Devastators, 2 Computrons, 3 Predakings, at least 2 Bruticuses. The next one from Warbotron is going to be their version of Menasor, so we're going to have 2 Menasors. Now we've got 4 people doing dinobots. On one hand, it's great because, it means that people can look and see and get what they want and choose this and choose that, and it's brilliant, it's all the more choice. On the other hand, the third-party Transformers market isn't that big. To those of us who buy it, and we are a relatively small crowd. A lot of people don't touch fans, a lot of them don't touch third party. They reckon it's knockoff. Originally when third party stuff started coming out, I was saying it was knockoffs. I was saying that it's not a real Transformer, it's a knockoff, it's a copy, it's an imitation. Yeah, that's gone down by the wayside when you realise just how awesome these toys are. I know that's not really a justification, but hey, I'm happy in my hypocrisy, so screw you! Not literally. So we're getting all this third-party stuff, and all this, and it's just more and more and more and more and more and more. And we know that Hasbro in recent years has really, passed the barrel. The other thing I want to mention about third-party stuff is some of them are releasing utterly pointless ones. The idea originally with third parties was they started making toys to fill the gaps that in people's collections that Hasbro hadn't released updated models for. Hence why we got City Commander from Fans Project, because we didn't have a Classics Ultra Magnus apart from White fucking Prime. But now, is it Fans Toys or is it Make Toys, have released a Metroplex, and it's half the size and double the price of Classics Metroplex. You know, for the price of, if it is the Fans Toys, it's either Fans Toys or Make Toys, I'm not entirely sure which one it is. That's how many of these things there are. You can't keep track of them all. Have released a Metroplex. For the price of buying a Classics Metroplex, another 2.5 foot tall, well, just over 2 foot tall job, and all the third party gear to go with him, you're paying for one that big. It makes no sense. Another company is releasing Sunstreaker. Why? We know Hasbro will redo the bloody Lambor mould that is Sideswipe and Ratchet and G2 Sideswipe and the yellow Sideswipe to give us a Sunstreaker. There is no point, to me, there is no point doing a retool of an existing good toy. Another company has just released Cyclonus. I'm very much in the camp of classic Cyclonus is brilliant. We don't need a 3 times the price, same size toy just because it's not made by Hasbro. Though I have to say their nightstick is fucking gorgeous. These third parties are just going through the roof. You can't move for them. You know, and all the time, all we're seeing is they're releasing this and they're releasing that and they're releasing the other. And the thing that I've noticed is that people like me, people who are starting to think this is getting fucking stupid, they're on the increase. And eventually, the bottom is going to fall out of this third party market. Because we're all just basically going to go, I am sick to the back teeth of feeling, of buying all this stuff, for then somebody else to bring out another one. And everyone's just going to go, well, bugger to you. And walk off and leave it. And what you're going to get left with is, you're going to get all these small new ones that are popping up now, like Mecha Toys, like Transbots, which I'm sorry, but both of their stuff, well, admittedly Transbots is the only one I've got is that Pipes, but when you take into account what we've seen so far from Mecha Toys and their Voyager Jetfire, are they doing Kronos as well? I don't know, I can't remember. There's too freaking many of them. What we're seeing from these guys, compared to what we're seeing from the likes of, you take a look at the big ones. Hexatron, Warden, Quake Wave. Perfect Effect are doing, the next one I think Perfect Effect are doing is Scorponok. G1 Scorponok. A toy that people haven't done, that Hashtag haven't done. They haven't done an updated version of G1 Scorponok in the same way they haven't done an updated version of Fortress Maximus, or Shockwave, or Six Shots. All the big ones are ones that Hasbro have yet to release. Or haven't released. And I'm fairly sure that's why Hasbro is saying, you know what, you guys carry on because you're saving us work. So there we go, there's just so much of it, and so many of them, and it's so hard to keep track. And now, whilst I will say that the price market on, say, things like these Voyagers, or are they big deluxes? No, I'd say they're Voyager class size. I haven't actually got any Voyagers left to compare it to. All I know is that he's so pretty, if a little skinny. Now, all these toys, no, they'd be Voyager class toys. Yeah, they would. Give or take. You know, I forgot my point now. Tangent! I really have forgot my point. You know, all these toys that are coming out, and there's just so many of them. That was it, the price of them. You know, the price on those style toys seems to have petered out. They're standing at about 70 quid for each one. Now, that seems to be flattening out across the market. So, Warbatron limbs are about 70 quid. Uranus about 70 quid, Hercules about 70 quid. Well, Quantum is being released in a box gift set, which, yes, I have already ordered because I saw it. I was like, it's Computron! It was the first toy I ever bought as an adult collector. Yeah, I gotta have that one. You know, they've been released as a gift set. The other version of Predaking are 70 quid. The really shit version of Predaking, which is G1 inspired, but we're still going to charge you the same price for a toy that doesn't have the posability, doesn't have the detail, doesn't have the size, and frankly looks crap compared to the other two. They've peaked out at about 70 quid. The Giant toys, which is the other Devastator other than Hercules, they've peaked out at 70 quid. The Defence Sword that we're getting, they've peaked out at 70 quid. However, that actually brings me on to another point that I want to raise, that brings me back to the idea that yes, it's great to have choice. Now, of course, we have got a Defence Sword on its way at the moment, which is all well and good. I don't like it. I've seen the Streetwise and I've seen the Groove and I've seen the Hotspot as well. Well, I've seen the resin prototype idea for the Hotspot. I really didn't like it, and I was half considering, do I waste money buying one that I don't like the look of to see if I really like it when I have it in my hands? Now it turns out Make Toys, the next one that Make Toys are doing, no, the next one that MMC are doing after they finish the Feral Rex, the next one they're doing is Defensor. Why hasn't Abominus got any love yet? What's wrong? Come on, we need a blot. Or Piranacon. I think they're the only two they haven't done yet. Oh, unless you count like Raiden and Dino King and Leo Kaiser. No, not Leo Kaiser. Who was the Decepticon one from Victory? It wasn't Leo Kaiser. It was Leo Kaiser. Yes, it was Leo Kaiser. What am I thinking of? God, it shows you how long it's been since I last watched Victory. This is where he was in Super God Master Force, wasn't it? I really am so out of touch. Tangents! So yeah, to anybody who works for third-party companies, if I can give you any message from a collector, from somebody who is currently thinking that these third-party toys are the best thing since I discovered tits, come up with something new. Whilst there is certainly merit to giving consumers a choice between Hercules and Giants, tangent! Whilst there is certainly a choice, it is a case of you've come up with something new. Don't just start saying, oh look, they're doing Predaking, let's see how we can do ours. That's all I've got to say about it at the moment, to be honest with you. But there we go. Right, one of the things I'll mention now, I cannot remember if I've done this kind of video or not. I know it was going round, it was kind of an elephant in the room at one point when it came to the third-party stuff, and it's an argument that's kind of fallen by the wayside. Is third-party stuff knockoff? Is it homage, as Vangelis is one to say? Is it theft of intellectual property? Or is it filling a gap in a market that the main provider of these toys, which is Hasbro and Takara, potato, is not? No. Take this one. I'm going to go back to these two, mainly because I'm currently in the process of decorating my house, renovating my house, and I've currently run out of raw plugs, which is why I'm not in the front room doing the woodwork. Yeah, I do woodwork now. Mainly! Take this guy. Part of Warbatron, I can't remember his actual name. To me, he's Blastoff. To everybody who knows him, he's Blastoff. Yet, he's not made by Hasbro. Yet, he clearly is a Generation 1-esque Blastoff. This is Heavy Noisy. Stupid name. But of course the stupid name doesn't matter because Warbatron is very much aware that The people who buy this toy know him as Brawl. And he is a Generation 1 Brawl-esque toy. Is he a knockoff? Sorry, that's the other video, just finished rendering. Is he a knockoff? Yes and no. I have to say it's yes and no. Now, the yes is because it is very, very clearly that is supposed to be Brawl and Blast Off. Very, very obviously that is supposed to be Brawl and Blast Off. But on the flip side of that coin, the other edge of that sword, it's not a remake of a Hasbro toy. It's a remake of a cartoon character. Hexatron, for instance, is a remake of not the original Six-Shot toy, but more an imagining of the comic adaptation of Six-Shot. Perfect Effect Warden is clearly not a rip-off of Generation 1 Humongous Ultra Magnus, but it's very much inspired by the IDW stylings of the current rendition of Fortress Maximus, who's not a headmaster! So, I think on the subjects of knockoffs, the answer is yes and no. Now, anything that is deliberately, like, take the really cheap Devastators that you can buy, the really crap quality, blatantly just ripped out the molds knockoff. Really just rocked off the roads that you'll find in like charity shops, like, not charity shops, but pound shops, like 2-3 quid. That is clearly a knockoff. That is an actual taking of an actual toy, remaking it in cheaper quality plastic in order to give it to them, in order to sell it on to make money for yourself. That is clearly a knockoff. Yes, that is a knockoff. And there we go. Right then, that leads us to the other one. The actual reproductions of the Generation 1 toys. These were knocking around eBay a few years back, and they probably still are, to be fair. As you know, as most people are aware, I'm now very much big out of the Transformers game itself, in that I must have every toy. You know, I had a collection running in literally into the hundreds. I think I had over 700 Transformer toys at one point, and I sold a lot of them before I moved home. So now I'm very much sticking almost exclusively with the really nice third-party stuff that I like. There we go. These were big ones, and some of these were really, really good looking knockoffs, even if they weren't quality. I actually got taken in by it, because most people remember from my Swoop video. I didn't realise at the time that it was a knockoff, I don't think, until I got it. I can't remember now, it was so long ago. But yes, so, you know, they were knockoffs, and they were crap quality knockoffs. They were fall apart in your hand style knockoffs. But these eBay sellers were pricing them as if they were Generation 1, and they were wording them as if they were actual toys. Now, third-party companies who make things like Warbotron and Hercules and Giants and things like that, they don't do that. They don't pretend that these are Generation 1 toys, or Armada toys, or Classics toys, or Movieverse toys, or anything like that. They say, this is our toy. Yes, you guys know exactly who it is. We know who it is. Hasbro know whose it is. But it's not him. You know? We'll go again. This is Heavy Noisy. He is Heavy Noisy. He is part of the Warbotron robot. He is not Brawl. But I know he's Brawl. You guys know he's Brawl. Warbotron knows he's Brawl. Hashtag know he's Brawl. I have to say, one of the arguments I have in favour of these kind of toys is, well, Hasbro aren't shutting them down. Hasbro are ignoring them, which means either A, Hasbro doesn't give a damn about them, B, Hasbro can't stop them, or C, Hasbro won't stop them. You know, in some regards, these guys are doing Hasbro a favour. Because it means that Hasbro can focus on other things, whilst these third-party companies give the die-hard collectors, who are the ones who buy third parties. Let's face it, you're not going to buy 6-year-old little Jimmy Heavy Noisy for Christmas, are you? No, you're going to buy it for yourself. You know. So, are these third-party companies knockoffs? say yes and no. But I gravitate very much towards no. The other thing, of course, that's now coming out, I mentioned a little bit back, cast your minds back about all of 3 minutes, that I was saying that on eBay they were bringing out these really good looking but bad quality knockoffs. Well, now we've gone better. Now we are getting good looking, good quality knockoffs. These are becoming very apparent in the Masterpiece range. A company is selling off, now there's another channel, I forget what it's called, but just type in knockoff versus Takara Sideswipe review or Red Alert review. You really should get used to the noises in the country, dog. Where's Fortress? No, there he is. There he is. You guys haven't met Fortress yet. Come here. You are getting too big to do this. That's Fortress. Originally called Skyfire, but he's a tank. He's nearly as big as Sideswipe, he's not even 6 months old yet. Aw, jellyfish boy. There you go. Don't piss on the floor. But anyway, yeah, back to what I was saying. We're now getting really good quality knockoffs, where it's very hard to tell them apart, and they're being released for half the price. And I do have a confession to make. I bought the Masterpiece Ravage and Rumble. Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue. Haven't got that the right way around. Yeah. Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue. I bought their version, and my justification for it, you can take this as you like, but this is my justification for it. The prices that Takara are charging for a toy that big is ludicrous. Masterpiece Rackbat goes for 80-90 quid on its own. That is a stupid price to pay. So yes, I bought them because they were half the price. I think I paid 30 quid. Not even 30 quid. To get them sent to me. And they're really good. They are really, really good quality. I suppose it comes down to your own moral judgments and whether your wallet can take forking out a really expensive amount. So, would I buy a Generation 1 knockoff? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy one of them. Would I buy a Poundland cheap crap knockoff? Maybe. It's amazing how perspectives change over the years. There was a time that I wouldn't touch a knockoff. But hey, I'm older, wiser, certainly greyer. Not that you can tell, because this comes in a bottle. But yeah, are third parties knockoffs? Yes, but mostly no.